Hi everybody, this is Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you guys doing? I am just coming on for a brief second to introduce a video that I actually filmed last month to show you the dinosaur that I had finally finished. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be filming something else to add on to that video or not. I think it pretty much explains to you uh, that was being made either before, right before, I believe, my mom's memorial service. So I know that I gave the dinosaur to my son-in-law at the memorial service. So I believe the video may have been made the morning of, or maybe the night before. So it did go a little bit longer than I had planned on it. I had planned on making two videos, putting them together, but I just wanted to do this one to explain to you that no, I didn't do another like regular video to add onto it, um, or any more crochet content to add onto it. Um, I'm just going to post that one in its entirety with this tag at the beginning. So welcome into my subscribers and to anybody new. I hope that you enjoy this video, and be seeing you soon. I have to do a flip through of my winter um, crochet magazine because I do believe that the spring ones are coming out already. I don't have mine, but I know that my friend got hers the other day, and I usually get mine either from a day to 2 weeks after she gets hers, depending on when mine was mailed, after hers was mailed. And she lives closer uh, to Annie's than I do. I think. I think. Honestly, I don't know. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go. Um, I don't know if I'll do the flip through today. I may wait until tomorrow. I know I need to get it done, so I'm hoping to do it this weekend. Today is Saturday, the 24th. I'm just not feeling good. I've been sick since Christmas, and I'm grieving, so I'm just not in a good place, as you can tell. I mean, my hair, I didn't comb it this morning. I know I combed it yesterday, so I did kind of finger comb it. I need to take a shower today really badly, but it's like -6 below. It's the last thing I saw, and that's not even the feels like. That was the actual. So I don't know what the feels like is. Probably like a -20, and I'm freezing. So it took me a long time to get a little bit warm today. And normally I can put my coffee in here and it will stay pretty warm all day. And this won't be cold unless like we're out in the car going places. It's freezing to the touch. And I just put coffee in here maybe an hour ago and it is already getting on the cool side. And this is one of the best thermoses I have ever had. And it keeps it hot for a long time. So yeah, it is extremely, extremely cold. And our new bathroom, the tile is cold. And it's just our whole house is colder than it should be just because of problems with the thermostat and things this winter. So the thermostat says it's warmer than it is. So we're not getting a lot of heat out of the furnace this year. We know why it's happening. So hopefully it'll be changed soon, but may not be until after it gets warmer out. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. I love you guys. And I hope to be showing up a lot more soon. I have missed you. I'm not going to say later because that'll be at the end of the video you're getting ready to see. So, see you soon. Hey everybody, hi, it's Anjanette, AJ from AJ's Personal Touch. I know, haven't seen me since right before Christmas when I showed a couple things that I'd finished. I'm just going to be here for a couple minutes right now to show you I finished the dragon. Yes, it's taken about a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer than that, but I have the dragon finished. And I'm planning on giving it to my son-in-law tomorrow. I did give it to him on Christmas because it was just missing its feet and the little fire puff on the back of the tail. And so, yeah, I got those put on, finished it up last night, and I'm going to give it to him tomorrow. And I know the best way to show it to you guys is in a video. So I wanted to make a short video. It's probably going to be added to a different video that I'll make in a couple days, hopefully. Show you what I have worked on during all of this time. And just chat with you guys because I miss you a lot. Um, it's been busy. Uh, I can't remember since I showed you that before Christmas. You guys know my mom passed, and I posted her obituary up on the used to be the communication page, but now it's the post page, I think is what it's called. So if anybody wants to see it, you can see it. It's for those of you who are not in my Facebook group. Sorry, I talk too fast right now. I got too much going on in my brain, and I jump over my words. Um, and I put on there the full picture from the obituary, which is a picture of my mom and dad, and then I put my favorite picture of my mom and I, which I have changed my icon picture to that I use for my regular Facebook. For those of you who are friends on Facebook, you've seen it already. Feel free to leave any comments, anything you want. It's fine here, there, wherever. We had Christmas at my parents'. My son-in-law ended up being ill. We had to postpone with them, and then I got sick Christmas night. I'm still on antibiotics and stuff, but it's to help get me through tomorrow, honestly. Because I wasn't the first round, did not completely help me the way it should. And if you guys know, I've been really sick this last year, and I think I may have touched on it before, but I'll explain more of that later for anybody who may want to know at the end of the video when I talk about more, health related stuff past the crochet stuff. And speaking of crochet stuff, here is the dragon. There you go. For those who follow Pokemon, I know his name, but I'm looking it up anyway just because I mess up so many names right now. Charizard. This is Charizard. It is my son-in-law's favorite Pokemon. I did a couple things different in what the pattern said, so I'm going to briefly go over some of that. It calls for felt eyes. I could not find my felt. I found an eye that I bought the pattern for on Etsy for a dragon's eye, and this is like half the size of it because Charizard's eye is different than regular dragons. It's not the rounded, it's triangular as you see here, and then it has the eyebrow that goes over the top. So I made the eyes, which I thought they were going to turn out terrible, and they came out pretty decent, I think. The teeth were supposed to be felt, and I top crocheted those on, and I think those came out pretty decent too. I was really scared. I do not top crochet well at all. At least I don't think I do. I did everything that it said for the arms. There's uh, wire in there. I used pipe cleaners. It said pipe cleaners or, heavy floral wire. I like the pipe cleaners because they don't poke out as much as floral wire will do. Even when you like put it in half, you can get that half end out, but pipe cleaners are going to stay. Now I did get Dollar Tree pipe cleaners, and they are not as sturdy as if I would have gotten them like at Hobby Lobby or someplace else where you pay a little bit more and it has better wire in them. Which I have learned that if I make them again, or anything that has like a substantial tail like this. It called for a 1 pipe cleaner, and the tail I put 2, and they're both folded up in there. I used to be able to mold the tail up here where it went kind of like that, but it will not move up there anymore. I'm thinking the weight of the fire is pulling that down some. I mean, once it got brushed out, it's not as heavy as it was. But I would probably put 4 pipe cleaners in there for the size of that tail the next time. So that I did different. The wings didn't call to, put anything in them. The bottom is actually open. It doesn't call. I was going to close them originally, and then I decided not to, and I'm glad I didn't. Because what I did last night after I was done with everything else is I took a pipe cleaner and I folded it over and I put it up in the top. And that way he can bend them and make them go a little bit like he wants to, and they're not as floppy as they were. So I put one in each side, and all I did was tack it in up here where it's got the little horn thing on the wings. And then the only other thing that I did different, main thing is I did not make the pad to go under here. It's supposed to be a felt pad in yellow that goes underneath the foot. Now, if I wasn't getting so tired and wanted to make sure that I wanted to have him completely 100% done, and so therefore I wouldn't give it to him until after tomorrow, I would have made a round. I would have crocheted around like the bottom of the foot. Although I want to think that I think we may have started up here in the leg when it got started. Although that does look like it's, yeah, actually I think it was up here. But I would have made around an oval like the foot and stopped before it was the full size. I would have done it in yellow and I would have just sewed it on. Can always do that later. Like I told him, if anything gets to where I need to tack something up or sew it on a little better, I realized the fingers, when I originally put those on, I didn't have them on that well. And I sewed on some more. Those were a little bit rough. They were making my hand hurt. I had a fracture, not a complete fracture, so I can't even think of what they're called now. Just a hairline fracture, where my thumb meets my wrist. I got that my senior year of high school, and it doesn't bother me that often, but by the time I was done sewing these fingers on, I've been in pain for a couple days, just because of having to sew so little, and then each time you put a new finger on, it got tighter and tighter. So the only other thing I did different when I put him together was assembly-wise. Assembly-wise, they said to do the head to the body, then you add everything on the face and the horns. I did that, but then it said to add the arms on to the body after you put and then, well, it was the head onto the body and then the tail, and then you put the yellow thing over it. You put the arms on. I may not be going in this exact sequence, but this is the gist of it. Put the legs on, and then you sew the little things on, like the fingers and the nails, or it's the feet, just the nails. And I decided I did put the arms on and had to sew the fingers and the nails on, and that was kind of rough. So with the feet, I put the nails on first, and then I sewed it on. And with the head, I did before no, actually I did not. I put all this on after I sewed the head on, but if I make them again, I will sew all the little features onto the head before I secure it to the neck. Just because it is so much easier to do it that way. For me. For you, it may not be, but to hold on to this big thing while I'm trying to sew on all the little things was a little rough. So, and the only other thing that I did different was I didn't realize until last night that I didn't have the right color for the fire. It was supposed to be the yellow and red. I thought it was yellow and the orange that he is, because that's what the picture looked like to me. But I did print it out on blue paper, so that might be why. Although, I mean, all of his colors looked right on, except for they didn't show a really good picture of the tail. They showed you kind of step by step, but not really of what to do. And if you read the directions, that would make sense to you. They showed you these pictures, yet they didn't tell you like how long to cut. And they're showing you pull it through. You're supposed to pull it through. Each stitch is supposed to be covered from the little fireball that you make and put on the end of the tail. I don't know if each stitch got covered, but they look covered. So, but it's supposed to be red and yellow. I had orange and yellow, so I had to go find some red acrylic. I had red cotton here, but you know that's not going to fluff out quite as well as the acrylic does. So I went back and I found I had some Crafter's Square from, I think actually that I bought from somebody or who sent me some stuff for cat toys, actually. Maybe that, or I had bought off of the stash thing and they sent me a couple extra balls and that was one of them because I don't tend to buy the small Crafter's Square acrylic. That or it may have come from my friend Terry when I had bought some stuff from her stash. Anyway, I found red acrylic to use. The only other one that I had was the I always wanted my friend Kathy's gonna know what I'm trying to say. I call it Skin So Soft now because that's just what it makes me think of. Um, Karen, Simply Soft. There we go. I had some of that in red, but I just didn't think that it would stand up as well. So I used the Crafter Square, just a small skein that I have. I had never used it before, so I thought the other one had already been started, but I just knew it would be a lot floppier. But then what I decided to do, because I truly wanted it to look like fire, I had two different colors of yellow because I couldn't find my yellow skein at first. And I found a small ball that I had left of this yellow. And then I had another small ball that had just a little bit lighter yellow. So I cut those two scrap balls up and used those. So I had two different colors of yellow. So then I did the red and I went ahead and on the outer part, I put a little bit of the orange. That way, to me, it looks like true fire. It's got all the different colors in it. So again, here he is. Here's his backside. And there is his front. And then there is how his shield, I think that's what they called that, was his shield, goes all the way like that. His little toenails, which those did take me a while to make. It's only like 5 or 6 stitches, but like sometimes I made them too loose and then I had to redo it because they just did not go on well. The arms with pipe cleaners, I put pipe cleaners here, pipe cleaners in the tail. Where else? Oh, and pipe cleaners up here in his horn. So they can be moved if they need to a little bit. It made them stand up a lot better, stiffer, even though they have stuffing in them. The pipe cleaners helped out a lot. So there you go. That's Charizard. I hope you guys like him. And like I said, I will add this onto something else later. And I will take some stills of him. I've taken 2 pictures already, but it was to send my daughter and it was to send my son-in-law because I didn't know, since the tail was drooping, if he might want me to tack it up like this, right down here where the tail meets the bottom of the body, to tack it up a little bit so it goes up more. But then I thought about it, and a lot of dragons, you know, their tails swoosh down here, so he probably would like it better down. So anyway, I gave him that choice, and he hasn't said anything yet. So. But he is done.
He is the most intense amigurumi that I have ever made yet. Before this was Emily's Miu that I made, and there is a video of that back a couple Christmases ago. Actually, it may be in May because I think I ended up giving it to her for her birthday. I planned on having it done for Christmas, and I think I missed it. But I can't honestly remember because I may have missed the birthday and then gave it to her for Christmas. She got it for her birthday or Christmas. So it's in May or it's in December. Probably in 2023 is what I'm thinking is when I gave it to her. So that was the most intense, and it's bigger. Um, and now this is. And I'm getting ready to make a commissioned project that I cannot wait to make. I have a couple commission projects to make right after the beginning of, well, it is after the beginning of the year that I'll be starting in the next couple weeks. I was not going to start until after he was done. Sorry, I just realized that light behind me was drowning him out. But yes, I do have plans to make a lot of different amigurumi with my great nieces getting bigger. I have lots of different, um, well, the oldest getting bigger. She's going to be 2 on the 15th. Um, and she has a little grocery cart and she has food for it. And I guess when my brother's watching her, she'll take the food out and tell him what everything is and then put it back in and push around her little grocery cart. So I have food I want to make her, all different kinds of food for when they have like a play kitchen and stuff. So it's not always just plastic and it's softer. Um, and I have, for those of you who follow Stringy Ding Ding, she has a tea set. I want to make the girls a tea set. That may be a joint Christmas present. I was thinking of making it for Lila, but I think it may be a joint Christmas present when Sophie gets a bit older. And it's got the teapot, the teacups, the little saucers, and it's got a couple little dishes, and you can make cookies. So that's 2 separate patterns from hers. I don't know if she has a pattern where all of that is together, but the first thing she came out was the tea set, and then she came out with the sandwich cookies and the saucer that it goes on. I can't wait to make that. Um, I think the next thing I want to make for them to have, and if I have time before her birthday, I don't know. I just saw there is a little one I could make if I wanted to. I want to make her some puzzle balls. So start with simple and then maybe through the years make some that are a little bit more difficult. Um, or like start with a real simple one for her birthday if I can find it. Somebody just asked if anybody wanted to test it, and I so much wanted to say that I would, but with everything going on with tomorrow, with helping my dad and having to clean my mom's stuff out of the house and go through all of it, he's ready to do that now. He doesn't want to wait. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to do in the next couple months. It's going to be very busy around here. I want to talk to Kaylin. I'm hoping to have our live this month. We will see if that fits in. If not, hopefully we will have it in February. And I have a couple different plans of different things I want to do. For those of you who follow, is it 3 or 5? I think it's 5 little monkeys. It's not monkeys, it's monsters. Because I told that monkeys to my friend yesterday. Monsters. Sorry about that. I got your designing name. I'm so sorry. Think of a real name. Anyway, I follow her. She does some amigurumi. She does some other things. She's doing a bear of the month this year. And the first one was a little polar bear that has a stocking hat and a scarf. And it's only about 6 inches tall. So I have an idea that I want to do the whole set, but it's not going to be this year because I have other things to do. Or if I start on it, it won't be until later in the year. And it'll be like a big family Christmas gift the next Christmas for my niece and nephew and their kids. At least it'll probably go to my niece and nephew, and then I will make, of course, the kids some other things. But I'll explain to you later what my vision is and what I want to do with it. Because it's not just making each little individual one. I will explain it to you later. And I am following Scrappy Tots again this year. I did her 2025 um, celebration, the year of 2025 celebration. I got that last year. And there are so many useful things for weddings, showers, little kids to donate. So many good things in there. And she's doing it, I guess she did that one different and maybe the year before a little bit different. And she's going back to how she started doing them this year. So I wanted to follow it, see how that goes, and see how I like it. So, and I have things that I promised that I was going to get done around here, like Christmas stockings and things. And those I will be starting on, um, hopefully by the end of this month, if not by the end of February. Get our 4 family stockings done and whatever else I get done during the year. But I am taking on commission projects because I do need to help out around here as much as I can. So if you know of anybody who needs one, if you don't do those types of things for people, um, yeah, I'm not taking on a ton, but enough where I can incorporate the other things that I have to get done for my family, around it. So I'm going to go. This is longer than I thought it was going to be. But I'm going to go and I will see you later. Remember, you matter. I'm just going to put that in case I decide to put this up on its own. I'll just add the beginning, but remember, you matter. Remember, I love you guys. Don't let anybody tell you different. You're beautiful and you're gorgeous. And like I said, I've missed you so much. You guys help me get through every day, and I can tell that I have not been well enough to be with you this year, and it's been killing me. So I love you guys. Later.